Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are reviewing the Kato GE C44-9W. Now this is Southern Pacific scheme. This is equipped with DCC and ESU LokSound. So we'll take a look at what you get for an MSRP of $295 starting right now. All right, let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy. You've got right out the front, Kobo quick reference guide tells you that it's already programmed to the road number. Tells you what to do in DC, troubleshooting, and it gives you a bunch of functions. We'll be going through some of these functions today. First time being out of the box, so we'll see what we get. A little foam piece up top. And the locomotive. Now with Kato you have this little piece here that plugs into the fuel tank. Get that out of the way, and some styrofoam out of the way. So Katos are pretty durable. We're going to set this down and take a look at some detail. So lots to cover in terms of detail, but I found a little bit of documentation hiding out in the bottom of the box. This is installation of magnetic trip pins for the couplers. Here are the trip pins. A lot of folks have magnets on their layouts, but this hobby seems to be trending that it's going away from that. So it looks like Kato gave you an option. Couplers look more realistic without these installed, but some people say they have a nice suitable fit for MU hoses when they're running with other locomotives or rolling stock. So it's really up to you, but that's just some documentation. Lots of detail to cover. As you can see, this thing is packed out with detail. That's what you expect from Kato. Kato's known for durability, smooth running, and detail. So let's go ahead and start from the nose here. Ice skate antenna up top with safety tread on the roof. You've got the high mounted number boards, windshield wipers, and grabs above the windshields. You have separately applied grabs on the nose, sand filler hatches on the nose. You have the headlight, which is an LED headlight. You have separately applied grabs going up the left side here. A cab entry door, and that has a window. And then you have a safety chain and the plastic stanchions and handrails. On the front, you have the anti-climber here, which is white sill, along with a white sill along the side of the SP locomotive, which is accurate for SP at the time. You have the snow plow here. You've got that plastic coupler that you can install the trip pins in we just talked about. High mounted ditch lights above the anti-climber. MU hoses draped behind the snow plow. Safety tread is all up and down any walkway area, I've noticed. You've got the cab window sunshade here, the cab window itself, interior cab details, which are all one color, the cab number along the side here. You've got jacking pads, truck detail, you have fuel tank detail. We're going to go ahead and swing it around this way a little bit so you can see the other side, and we'll pick up where we left off on the detail. So you've got dynamic brake radiator fan grills. You have compartments along the side that are nice, have a nice 3D depth to them. You have the safety tread along the way, fuel tank detail with gauges. The stanchions are nice and sturdy. You have the horn and the exhaust, the radiator fan grills in the back, and the same goes for the back in terms of detail with both the handrails, safety chain, MU hoses, coupler cut lever, which I forgot to mention on the front, plastic coupler here. So nice detail. You've got a rear mounted LED headlight, cab numbers down there, more separately applied grabs as we just talked about. So that covers all the detail, or most of the detail on this locomotive. If we covered it all, this would be a very long video. But let's go ahead and move into operation. So I powered on the layout, and the first thing I noticed is the number boards, headlight, and ditch lights have all come on. I'm going to go ahead and hit F8, which turns on the prime mover sounds. go ahead and listen to some sounds here. Bell. Horn. Now, one thing I noticed is the horn is very, very responsive to F2. I did that short horn just by pressing F2 for just a second, and as you can see, it was very, very responsive. F3 is coupler clink. F4 is dynamic brake. Now, dynamic brake doesn't work unless you actually move the locomotive. F6 is ditch lights, if they're separately equipped. These look like they're tied into the headlight. F7 puts it in switching mode. F8, like I said, turns off the sound. F9 will allow you to manually notch up, and F10 manually notch down. So let's go ahead and listen to the notches. There you hear function F15, which is the fast spitter. F16 is the auto spitter, and F18 is the slow spitter. So there you have some sounds. Let's go ahead and shut her down. Didn't want to get in the way of the sounds there, but the sounds are fairly loud out of the box, so I figured we could take a look at operation next with the sounds off. Gives you a chance to listen to see if there's any motor noise and see how disciplined this DCC decoder and motor is just out of the box. So we're going to go ahead and start moving this locomotive at 1 speed step. And it's just crawling along very smoothly. Don't see any jerks. Go to 2. And 3. And 4. A little bit of a jerk there. 5. Keep in mind this hasn't been broken in, so either way, may not be an accurate representation, but in general Katos are known for very smooth drives, so it's allowed a little shift power, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's all we'll go. That is out of 128 speed steps. So it shows you how the locomotive responds to slow speeds. I've already checked directional lighting, it is working. So now you can see up close in reverse at 1 speed step how it's operating. So we had a little bit of a distance before. Speed step 1 out of 126 technically. There you have it. Very, very little motor noise. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll just stop there for reverse, because if you've got slow motor control, you should be fine flying down the tracks if you like to do the Gomez Adams of running trains at 500 miles an hour towards each other. Well guys, that wraps up the review of the Kato C44-9W. Great detail, a very quiet motor, golden yellow LEDs, nice durability, pretty much everything you could ask for in a locomotive in my opinion. MSRP $295, you can find it at online retailers, brick and mortar hobby shops, usually less than MSRP, but that is kind of the mark. So a lot of new guys watching my videos on occasion and they have that question about MSRP, so I try to reiterate that in every video. So I'm going to leave you with a run by of this C44-9W in action on my layout. Just a short consist, it's moving around from one spot to the other, give you a couple different scenes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.